Some big news this week about Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's first big trip to Asia. Now, here's a Washington Post headline. The editorial board weighed in, referring to him as Secretary Silent. Tillerson brought only one journalist on his plane. Normally, there's a whole group of traveling press with every Secretary of State. But this time, Tillerson brought just one reporter from the conservative-leaning IJR. Over the weekend, he did give an interview to that reporter, Aaron McPike. The transcript was published on Saturday. There was some news in it, but there's this broader concern about lack of access, lack of availability with Rex Tillerson. Let's talk about it with our panel. Back with me here, Ken Kurson of The Observer, Lydia Polgreen of The Huffington Post, and David Folkenflik of NPR. Lydia, how big a concern is this to you? Your reporters trying to cover foreign policy and foreign affairs.
I mean, Rex Tillerson seems to be under the impression that the media is there to serve him. I mean, that quote was just jaw-dropping.
He said, "I'm not a big media access guy."
And it's like, that's not the point. You're no longer the CEO of ExxonMobil. You now serve the public, and the public has the right to know what the Secretary of State is up to. And that's the whole purpose of having a traveling press corps with the Secretary of State. Big news happens on these trips. And frankly, this whole flap with him being, reported as being tired by Korean state media, that probably wouldn't have happened if he'd had actual legitimate media with him. Not that IJR isn't legitimate media, and I think it's great that he took that outlet along. But he hurt himself in some ways by allowing this false story to blossom.
Can you disagree?
I totally disagree. I listened to your entire podcast with Kara Swisher the other day, and where she hates everything about Donald Trump except that he's questioning the way things are done. That my colleagues here have the idea that this presidency is not getting enough media is ludicrous, because I feel like I can't read about anything else except what Trump does. I think that the idea...
Trump, yes. Tillerson, no.
But the idea that every single cabinet member has to have a press pool, they're looking at that. They're disrupting it, as Kara said on your podcast. And this guy did not come from a tradition of politics like Secretary Kerry had and Secretary Clinton had. He came from private sector. He's got a different approach. We've had 10 minutes to see if it works. And all I see on TV is he's sitting down making progress with the Chinese. I say, let's see how it goes.
Using President Obama's words.
Let me